I'm reminded as we close of the book that got me to become a student of our teacher, the Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh. It's an incredible book called Anger, Wisdom for Cooling the Flames. And I read it at a time in my life when I really needed it, when I was not living up to my t-shirt and I was not full of be kind vibes. I was angry. I was really, really angry. And not because I'm a bad person and not because I'm weak or broken, or there's something wrong with me, but just because of the life that I had had. Oh, I was raised by a very angry man my entire childhood. And I had anger right there up in my face, 24 hours a day. If not its actual manifestation, its ready potential. Right? It was always there. It was always just a breath away. I was also raised in a very dangerous place. I was raised poor in the Bronx in New York City in the 70s and 80s. Like, real violence was always a possibility. We lived behind a steel door with a bar that went to a lock in the center of the door and down to a metal plate on the floor to prevent the door from being kicked in, and bars on the windows. It was an intense place. And then this can breed and did anger in me. But we could be talking about any emotion. We could be talking about any strong emotion. You might have been raised in a way that produced a lot of anxiety, or you might come from a place that produced a lot of sadness. It doesn't really matter. And when I started reading this book, Anger for Wisdom for Cooling the Flames, it begins in one of the first chapters with this example that changed the way I looked at myself as a human being. And it invites you, Ty invites us to picture ourselves just sitting in our house. Right, just sitting on your couch, Netflixing and chilling, minding your own business. And imagine that a stranger, boom, kicks open your front door, bursts into your house, and just bam, starts a fire, and then runs out. Maybe they smash a Molotov cocktail on your living room carpet. Now all of a sudden, a fire is ablaze. And I asked this question that I really needed somebody to ask me. And he said, you may have the instinct. You may have the very strong desire. You may have the long cultivated habit in that moment to chase after that person, to go running out your front door and try to chase them down and grab them and punish them or interrogate them like, why did you do that? Well, but he said, if you do that, if you act based on that long developed, deeply ingrained habit, in my case, that anger, but in your case, it could be sadness, it could be anxiety. He said, the entire time you're running after them, in every step that you take, your home is burning down behind you. So does it make sense to chase after them? Or does it make sense to put out the fire and then deal with all those externalities later? So again, substituting in another emotion, let's say anxiety, right? If I'm overwhelmed with anxiety and somebody comes in and does something that makes me really upset, does it make sense for me to project all of my anxiety onto them and to confront them immediately? Or does it make more sense for me, to come home and to embrace myself and my anxiety, or my sadness, or my loneliness, or whatever the strong feeling is. Doesn't it make more sense to start there and to put out the fire? To tend to the home? And then we're in this really solid place again. We're back down in the trunk of the tree and out of the fluttering leaves, right? We've come home. We're back at the bottom of the pool, holding on to the handhold of raw awareness. And then we can, okay, calm down, right? And then when we're ready, swim back up to the surface of the pool and deal.